Okay, the final speech of today is about the Black Book. That sounds a bit mysterious, I think. But it's not so mysterious. It's the new grading handbook that has been produced. And I hope that Johan and Tomas are somewhere here. It will be Johan and you, okay. And here comes Johan as well. Very good. Welcome to the stage. You can use this one. We use this mic. Yeah. Yes. There we go.
Hello, everybody. We should present the new Black Book that for grading of wood. And it's not. My name is Johan Fröbel. I'm coming from Swedish Wood, and Tomas Ivarsson had to leave because to not miss the train. But I have one of my other authors, Johan Fröbel. So we should describe what we have done during these last 2 years, when we had produced this new book, together with also another author here, Jan Brundin. So, the background is that we had 2 grading rules in Sweden. We had Nordic timber grading rules that was published in 2015 by Svenskt Trätekniskt Forum and the Finnish sawmill organization and Träindustrins tekniska förening in Norway. There they had done it in language version as in Swedish, English, French, Russian and German. And it was mainly for production and export. Swedish Wood had worked since 2000 with the new EN 1611 line 1 in all our publications and so. So we did a grading of sawed timber in Europe according to EN 1611.1 that was published in May, the Swedish version, and in October of 2016, the English version. And that book has been, these rules has been used in the sales of Sweden and in contract as Svea 2015 and in our building regulations and so. We realize it doesn't work with 2 grading rules in Sweden, so we said to each other, between Swedish Wood and Svenskt Trätekniskt Forum, that we had to do something together. We had to do a new book that both work for the market and work for the production. So January the 12th of 2018, we had our first meeting and started the work. The both associations have a clear goals where we shall try to agree regarding regulations for grading of sawn timber and work to delete defects in respective books. And in the production of a new common standard for the trade and the project group, we'll also cooperate with sister associations in Finland and Norway. When a new Nordic grading system is established and has been accepted by our customers, the next step will be to influence the standard, European standard EN 1611 line 1. This will be revised in 2020, and in earlier periods of this 5-year reviews, there has been no results and any revisions at all. Sweden is the only country in Europe that has worked through these regulations. So now we are financed on this together with all these organizations in Finland and Sweden and Norway. And what are the difference in the two grading rules, Gert? Can you explain that as a expert in grading of wood?
Do you hear without this? Okay, is it good? Yeah. When the Grey Book came in 2015, I work with making sorting rules for different companies. I work a lot with education for sorters. And when the Grey Book came out, I took a look at the numbers. I read it, and I saw that there were some things that I found really strange. And some of these things, it was not only me, but Johan also thought it was strange, Tomas in some perspective. It was about the fishes. It was only allowed with fishes in 10% of the pieces in 5th and in the US and 5th grade. Ring shakes, there are no sizes mentioned. In grade 6, sizes of knots are unlimited, and that means that on the 5th, on the inside, it's allowed to have unlimited knots as well. And the maximum number of knots in grade 5 is 10. Okay. Yeah. The worst thing is that there were errors of fact in some ways, and it's unknown in the construction sector in Sweden. In EN 1611, there are no rules for damaging. There are no rules for compensation for spike knots and splay knots and edge knots. There are also no compensation rule for bark pockets and resin pockets. And there are no rules for allowed length of end shake. And these rules are unknown by the production staff at the sawmills.
In 2017, STTF had a project where you, together with RISE, the Swedish Institute, where you test grading and had an automation project where we checked what's the difference between the Nordic timber grading rules and EN 1611 like one. And Jan and Gert was also doing these tests for Swedish wood to see what's in 3 different mills, to see what was the results. When we compare our results, it was nearly the same, and the differences between the 2 rules were not so big. There were some differences, but that was not much of that. So we said, no, we can take, when we start revising the book, we can take the best rules from each book to make a very clear one so we can work together and come on. And the test grading of the results from Swedish wood shows that 76% of all the test graded pieces of timber are giving the corresponding quality according to the both regulations. Grading of sawn timber in Europe according to gives lower quality for 10% and higher quality for 14%. We have also continued these tests during this autumn by Moälven Dalaträ, where Mr. Funk had we had simulated by running to the new black book, the EN 1611 line 1 and the Nordic timber rules, and there is no much differences in that testings. What have we done now? We have also during this project, during these 2 years, make different tables, testings, and we have tested and done what's his name? Test gradings in sawmills in south of Sweden, middle of Sweden, and north of Sweden to see if there are any differences, if we are in north or we are in the south, or can all these regulations work all over in Sweden. So yeah, the test grading has given approximately the same results for and compared to this automation test we did 2017. So it's been very good results. And now it soon will come this new grading book. It's called Grading of Sawn Timber, and it's called the Black Book. And now it's a cooperation between Swedish Wood, Svenskt Trätekniskt Forum, Suomen Satalimestin, the Finnish sawmill organization. I cannot explain it in Finnish. And Träindustrins Tekniska Förening, and the language versions will be Swedish, Finnish and English. And that's both for production and export. And the look of the book is like this, the grading book. New pictures, more clearly, so we hope this will be a success. So, have you something to add yet?
What we have tried to accomplish by doing this new book is to make the wood better for the end users without losing any money for the production. That means that we are trying to make a good US without losing money for the production. And I think when you said that it's about the same, it doesn't depend on what rules we use when we sort the timber. It's about this percentage, but the wooden pieces isn't the same. So if we take 100 pieces and sort, we got US, we got fifth, we got sixth, and perhaps seventh. But the pieces are not the same, even if the percentage is the same.
And to sum up, we should, during the next spring, we will have a market launching to our members. We will come out and have regional meetings in 8 regions around Sweden. And after that, we should start to make an education materials for sorters and certified sorter in Sweden. And that's both an education material for both sorters and the sales representatives. So that's what we will do next year with this grading book. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And when can we expect to have the printed version?
There is a printed version as a pre-copy today that we can show in our booth down in the reception. But we have some things to clear with the Finnish sawmill industries, because there are some percentages that we are discussing. Should it be 2% or 3%? And some small details we are not agreed still.
No.
So, but we hope December, January, we will be ready to launch it.
And at the end of the day, it's a very good thing that we have one book for the whole Nordic industry. That is the most important thing, I think. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Ja, gärna.